Welcome and thank you very much for checking out my review of Artemis Fowl, which was affected by the pandemic. It's now streaming on Disney+, and it's the latest work from director Kenneth Branagh, and it stars the first performance of Ferdia, Nonso, Anozie, Josh Gad, Colin, Farrell, and Judi Dench, among others. I want to talk about this film, so let's get this started. According to IMDb, Artemis Fowl is a young criminal prodigy who hunts down the secret society of Ferris in order to track down his missing father. I have seen the film, but I have no idea if that's accurate. Now, unfortunately, before I actually watched the film this morning, I stumbled upon, not reviews, but certain 140 character posts of people just talking about this film and absolutely trashing on it. I will disagree with things that I saw in a sense, but we'll get to it. First of all, the positive. This film looks great. The visual effects are fantastic, the camera work is impressive, and director Kenneth Branagh always knows how to make an interesting shot with interesting information on it. It's also a very colorful film. It's never boring to look at this film. Every character looks distinct from one another, even in the fairies, even though they're in uniforms that look exactly the same. You can tell who is who just by looking at them, looking at their posture, looking at their walk, how they talk. And overall, I think everyone does a serviceable job. This is a very different role for Josh Gad, for instance. Judi Dench is also awesome, but it's weird that they both have this growly voice that they talk with all the time. Colin Farrell is Colin Farrell. He's not in the movie much, but he is awesome. Ferdia, this is his first performance. I do not think he's great, but I certainly can't trash on him as others seem to be trashing on him. He does a good job. Kenneth Branagh is a great director of actors, and this film shows it. I also have to congratulate the score by Patrick Doyle. This man never fails when it comes to scores, and this film is yet another great work from him. Unfortunately, the positives end there. This film is super messy. It just can't get a hold of what it is about. Let's start with how it's framed. Josh Gad is captured right from the get-go, and he starts telling the story that we're about to watch to a man who is interrogating him. Now, narration can work, but narration can also be overused. Not only is this narration overused, but there's no way this character, within the context of this film, knows at least half of what is going on. Mulch Diggums, who is the character played by Josh Gad, he is not in this main story of Artemis Fowl for half of the film, maybe a little bit more than that. Also, he starts to describe who Artemis Fowl is, how he is, and you feel like they have this connection, like they have this relationship. When he actually comes into play and they actually meet, there's no relationship that is formed. There's nothing there for these characters to know each other, for these characters to like each other at all. Nothing is there. When it comes to character work, it's absolutely atrocious. Everything you know about Artemis Fowl, the kid, because the father has the same name, so the kid, Artemis Fowl, there's nothing in this film that shows you that. There's nothing interesting about this kid. Everything you know about this kid is what Josh Gad narrates throughout the story. Because despite me enjoying the performance of the young Ferdia Walsh, or Ferdia Walsh, I don't know how to pronounce it and I apologize, there just isn't anything about the character to like. The characters are not interesting. As I said, it's always interesting to look at the people in this film, at the visuals, at what is in the shots, but there's nothing interesting there for you to grab onto. There's no emotional connection that you get from these characters with one another. The dialogue also feels extremely wooden. Characters just repeat things that you already know it's happening. There are characters like in this big fight and they're in danger, and then we cut to someone saying, oh, the situation is really bad. We are in very big danger right now. And that happens constantly throughout this film. And you can tell and feel that a lot of this film was cut. This feels extremely rushed. It feels extremely uneventful. This film feels like it should have at least another half an hour put onto it. It's 1 hour 35 minutes. This film doesn't feel like it accomplishes anything whatsoever. And with all those issues I've mentioned, you already know where those issues come from. The script. This script is absolutely god-awful. It's one of the most awful scripts I have seen put to film. I haven't actually read the script, but you can see the script coming to fruition in the film, and it's unbearable. Some of the lines these characters speak, the exposition, the overbearing and completely nonsensical narration throughout the film. It's a pretty visual to look at, but you might as well leave it on mute and in the background while you're doing something much more interesting. I'm giving Artemis Fowl a D. Now guys, what did you think of Artemis Fowl? Let me know in the comments. Have you read the books? Have you not? Were you looking forward to this film? And did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. You are the best. Stay tuned for many more reviews coming today and tomorrow for The Five Bloods and The King of Staten Island. I hope to see you there. And so until the next one, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and don't forget to subscribe and like, because it really helps me and the channel out. But most importantly, above everything else, wherever and always, love each other and love the movies.